Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a quiet revolution. It's happening inside the very batteries that power our world, and trust me, it's about to change everything.
I mean, think about it. Our phones, our cars, even the drones delivering packages, they all run on batteries. But as our ambitions get bigger, the limitations of the technology we're using are becoming a really serious problem.
So let's kick things off by digging into the core of the issue, what we're calling the battery bottleneck.
The standard lithium-ion batteries we use today, well, they're basically just a bundle of compromises. We've all felt that range anxiety in an electric car, right? But it goes deeper. There are very real safety risks. We're talking fires from those flammable electrolytes. Then there are the painfully slow charging times, how awful they perform in the cold, and a supply chain that relies on some pretty volatile stuff.
And look, this isn't just some minor inconvenience for us. It is a major roadblock for the industries that are literally shaping our future. From EVs and urban air mobility, all the way to the stability of our entire energy grid. They all need something better.
For years, the whole industry has been waiting for a hero technology to come and solve all these problems. And for many, it really looks like that hero has finally arrived, and it's solid. The answer, they say, is the solid-state battery. Now, the core idea here is actually beautiful in its simplicity. You just take that flammable liquid found in all our current batteries and you replace it with a stable, solid material, like a ceramic.
And that one little change completely transforms the battery's personality. It's the difference between carrying a can of gasoline and carrying a ceramic shield. One is an accident waiting to happen, the other is inherently safe.
A Taiwanese company called ProLogium is a huge player in this space, and its CEO, Vincent Yang, makes a really important point. This technology isn't a lab experiment anymore. The real challenge isn't just inventing it, it's figuring out how to make it at scale and make it practical for the real world.
And the performance leap you get is just staggering. We're talking about charging times you can measure in minutes, not hours. We're talking about a battery that keeps almost all of its range, even when it's freezing outside. It's like a checklist of every single weakness of current batteries, and this thing just ticks them all off.
Okay, so just when the entire world was betting on solid state as the only answer, something completely different and, frankly, pretty surprising popped up from the academic world.
Right. So researchers at National Yang Chiao Tung University in Taiwan, let's just call it NYCU, decided to question a core rule of battery chemistry, something that everybody had just accepted for decades.
And the result of breaking that rule? They came up with a new hybrid battery that has 167% more capacity than its predecessor. I mean, that is a massive, massive jump. What they discovered is a real plot twist for the industry. See, they found a way to separate the material that stores the energy from the stuff that moves it. So the battery still uses lithium to hold the charge, but it uses a totally different sodium-based electrolyte to move that charge around. It's incredible. They proved a lithium battery can work perfectly fine with no lithium in its electrolyte at all. So how in the world do these two revolutionary technologies actually work? Let's pop the hood and see how they pulled this off. The NYCU team's design is just so clever. They use a super safe material for the anode called LTO. Now you can think of this LTO as a really crowded bookshelf. What they do is introduce these larger sodium ions, which act like spacers that gently push the shelves apart. All of a sudden you have all this extra room for the smaller, energy-carrying lithium ions to zip in and out super efficiently. It's a simple idea that just dramatically boosts capacity. ProLogium, on the other hand, gets its revolutionary safety from a multi-layered defense system. First, you have the non-flammable electrolyte. Then, they add a ceramic separator that can handle insane temperatures. And to top it all off, there's an active safety mechanism that chemically shuts down a bad reaction before it can even think about starting. And this kind of brilliant engineering translates into real-world performance that just leaves the old tech in the dust. Get this, a normal EV might lose half its range in the winter. This new tech, it loses less than 10% in the exact same conditions. Now, of course, these breakthroughs are not happening in a vacuum. No way. They are huge moves in a fierce, high-stakes global race to build and own the next generation of energy storage. You can see here the different strategies that are in play. While the Taiwanese teams are really zeroing in on things like scalable safety and boosting capacity, researchers in China just announced a totally different angle. They're chasing pure extreme energy density. It's created this fascinating race where everyone is chasing a slightly different prize. And whoever wins this race is going to power a huge range of tech way beyond just our cars. We're talking about safer e-bikes, drones that can fly for hours, more capable humanoid robots, and even the power-hungry AI data centers that are reshaping our digital world.
And the timeline for all this to actually reach us? It's probably faster than you think. The first gigafactories are already coming online this year. By 2028, mass production is slated to kick off at new plants, and widespread adoption should really begin around 2030.
So after all that science and all those numbers, what does this actually mean for you, for me, for our future?
Here's the most important takeaway. We are moving beyond just small incremental improvements. This is about fundamentally changing what is possible with stored energy. It's about a future with safer products, devices that last longer, and a cleaner, more resilient energy grid for everyone.
You know, for decades, our biggest ambitions have been held in check by the limits of our batteries. With these new keys, a future of cleaner, more efficient, and way more powerful technology isn't just possible, it is right around the corner. The bottleneck is finally breaking, and the only question left is, what are we going to unlock next?